Welcome to your PWC Connections, a monthly look at Fayetteville's hometown utility, the Public Works Commission of the City of Fayetteville. I'm your host, Wendy Riddle. During power outages, we all want to know the same thing. How much longer before the lights come back on? Now that it's hurricane season, the potential for weather-related outages has increased significantly. In today's Spotlight on Safety, a PWC lineman explains why outages aren't resolved with the flip of a switch and what steps our crews must take in order to get your service restored. We'll also learn why it's important for folks at home to be prepared if the power goes out during severe weather. Hurricane season's also a great time to remind everyone about our Medical Priority Program. Don't know what that is? Well, stick with us, we'll explain. But that's not all. We'll explain why you need to keep your refrigerator and freezer doors closed during a power outage. The Junior League of Fayetteville wants to give you money. Well, it's not that simple quite, but the organization does have a program in place to award money to charitable causes right here in our backyard. Find out how you can apply for a CAP grant in today's Community Connection. In the Greenway, we'll chat with local artists about a topic near and dear to their hearts, air quality. Find out why improving the quality of air we breathe is so important to them and what you can do to keep it clean. All that and Gabby too, so stay tuned.
Number of things causes power outages. Most of the time for us it's animals, believe it or not, and tree limbs. We have a lot of squirrel calls where a squirrel gets on the transformer and blow the line fuse. That's just like a outage that's quick and fast to get back on. Other outages, of course, are broke poles. That's something we can't help. You have people drive, talk on the cell phone, texting, hit the pole, break it, or out, had a little bit too much to drink at night. I heard this morning that the number one thing people hit with cars is trees. The number two thing people hit with cars is telephone poles. But 90% of our stuff's animal related, and most of our stuff's updated. We don't have equipment failure, but we keep a tab on our stuff and keep it maintained very well. So most of our outages are due to animals or people hitting poles or windstorms. A lot of times we had the power back on in 30 minutes, an isolated event. Sometimes we had to do switching to work on a certain area of the lines, so it might take a bit longer to get it back on. In that case, storm outages, of course, are always different. Thunderstorms, some are good, some are bad. Sometimes we have lightning storms, we don't have no problems at all. But there's been sometimes a little lightning storm come through and the lightning starts popping them transformers. If your transformer's out, we got to bring one from the plant and get it loaded on the truck. Cause we keep some on the trucks, but then we'd run out of them and then we had to go get more of them. So that takes a bit longer. Storm happens, we have two people on first call out. They're the ones, the first responders. When they come out, if it's a bad storm, they call for help for the crew that's on call. Everybody they start calling for help. We had to ride out the lines. That takes a little bit of time, because from one end to the next, we got to make sure the line's clear before we make it back hot. If there's a tree or something on the line and we got to make it back hot, it's going to relay the station to take it back out again. So that's one of the things. The other thing is like I said a while ago, the equipment failure. If a transformer or a pole gets broke, we've had trees fall before and take the top of the pole out. And depending on how bad the pole is, how long it takes to change it out. A straight inline pole is not too bad. A corner pole, you're talking a little bit of time. So this varies on how bad a storm it is. But most of the time, we get the power back on within a couple hours on a thunderstorm. Everything's cleared up, they blow out of the way. Now, we don't like to get in the bucket with the lightning still popping, because that could get us. So we kind of wait till the storm gets out of our way and we can go and get in the bucket. So that's why we wait a little bit. But other than that, just depends on how bad the storm is. If you live like on a major road like Morrington Road, Ramsey Street, somewhere here in the city on the main road, your lights are going to come on first, because that's what feeds the taps. The taps are the lines that run off the main line feeders that runs down the neighborhoods. So you might come out of your neighborhood and all the lights be on Ramsey Street, but you live out there in Tokay somewhere off a little tap, you're still in the dark, you're wondering why. We got to get those on first, and then it just feeds off each other. 90% of the time, when the power goes off, the only equipment we use is going to be a line truck and a bucket truck. Other 10%, we use what they call a stendo stick. It's where we don't have to have a truck, or we can't get a truck to it, easy access. It's a stendo stick that runs up about 45 to 50 foot. We can take a switch, throw it in, and restore power that way. If you ever notice at home, if they're during a storm, your lights will blink 3 times and they'll go out. That's why our breaker's on automatic. If it sees a fault in the line, it'll hit 3 times. The lights will blink. The 3rd time it hits the fault, the breaker locks out. That's to protect our equipment, so we keep going back and forth. So when we work on a line, we put it on single trip, or some people call it one shot. If something was to happen while the linemen are in the bucket, phase of primary bumps of neutral or something goes phase to phase, it goes one time, breaker locks out. That protects the lineman from getting hurt. That's what single trip means. So that a lot of times at nighttime during a storm, you'll say boom, 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 and it's out. The breaker done its job. It relayed 3 times, went out. But when we're working on the lines, of course, we're keeping it hot. We put on single trip, one fault, lock it out. So we use our rubber gloves, bucket trucks, line trucks, do it hot. People don't know the lights are off. Well, they weren't off. They know we're out there working. I live in the country. I got a family. So my family is without me. They send us home that afternoon at 3:30. We go home, I get the generator out, because I have my own well water. So if my power goes off, I have no water. We take care of our stuff at our house. We usually come in around 7 o'clock that evening, depending on how bad the storm's getting. They call us back, we come back to the plant. All of our trucks are fueled up, stocked up, wire, all the materials we got to have for the storm. We got the radar tracking it, keeping up with what's going on. And then we all come there at the plant and wait. We've learned in the past, you can't go out in the middle of a hurricane and try to get lights back on. By the time you get them back on, and go back down. So what we do, we let the storm do what it's going to do, and then we go out and start restoring power. I'll say something else. A lot of people come out there and they want to know when the lights are coming on. And we're doing as best we can to get them on. I'm away from my family. I'm not even at home. My family's at home by themselves, but I'm out here. When the tornado hit, it got me 2 years ago. I was on call. I had a tree go through my house. So I worked all night long and come home to that. My wife called me, I went home, looked at it, went back to work. But it hits us too. But a lot of people don't understand, we feel it just like you do. We want to get them back on, because we're going through the same thing they are. And people are very generous. We've had people come out there and bring us snacks, bring us drinks. I had a man one day go to Hardee's and bought us all a biscuit for the whole crew. Say, hey guys, keep going. I know what you're going through. People like that, it makes you feel good, keeps you going. It keeps you going, it keeps your drive going. If you got a major storm coming, like a hurricane, my suggestion would be make sure you have plenty of bottled water, canned foods, first aid kit, batteries, flashlights. That's something in my house, we always make sure we have the flashlights. My wife went and bought these little candles you turn on with a battery in it instead of having to run a real candle causes a fire danger. Another thing is people buy generators. Generators are top notch. Everybody needs to have one of them. But please remember, when you hook a generator up, turn your main breaker off, because it can backfeed through the line on the people out there working on the lines. It can just turn the voltage right back through the lines again. But bottled water is the main thing. A radio. I mean, all this stuff sounds silly, but if you've been through it, you wish you had these things. I've been there.
During an outage, oftentimes what happens is certain family members will continuously open up the refrigerator, which eventually lowers the temperature of the unit itself and causes the food to go bad or spoil. Typically what we see is that during an outage, a regular refrigerator will last or hold the food for about 4 hours if it's open a very limited number of times, and a freezer will hold food for about 8 hours if you keep it closed. So what our recommendations are. One of the things we try to do is help people prepare for storms before they even arrive. So if there's a winter storm coming or even a hurricane that's projected to come, you need to start looking at protecting your food as well as other things within your house. And when it comes to protecting your food, one thing that we recommend is to actually fill up containers and freeze them to use them as insulators for your food. You can also buy bags of ice, which is what my family does, and just we'll have it prepared and laid on the items in case it goes out to kind of retain that food at the appropriate temperature. Oftentimes what happens, and every situation is a little bit different, but if there's a power outage and there's a food spoilage event that occurs, you do have a right to file a claim. The issue there is that oftentimes the outages is a result of an act of God or something that's beyond our control, so we typically don't pay those. We will open and have an open dialogue with the claimant to see if there's something special or unique about that situation which causes us to change our minds. With our service territory, I think and with us being a hometown utility, we take pride in restoring power very quickly. I would say on an average, the tops of that average for restoration is usually around 30 minutes because of just where we're located, and we've got crews spread out. You should not have an issue with food spoilage. Oftentimes the food spoilage issue is a result of an electrical issue, which is actually the homeowner's responsibility, i.e. your weatherhead comes off the side of your house and you've got to hire an electrician to come out. But ordinarily we're looking at about a 30-minute restoration time. If you have any other questions, feel free to look at our website or call one of the helpful folks at our customer service center and they'll be glad to help you out.
PWC's Medical Priority Program is in place to identify PWC accounts that have life support equipment in the home based on household members' medical condition. You could have some customers in need of CPAP machines. You could have some customers who are in need of in-house dialysis. So those are two types of equipment that we do see commonly come across on the life support applications. Of course, there are different other ones that we do take in consideration as well. If we do receive an application where possibly the application is denied, we do inform the customer by sending them a letter out stating that the type of equipment on their application is not deemed as medically required equipment. Of course, if the application is approved, the customer is notified of this as well, and their PWC account is coded life support with the type of equipment that is documented on the form as well. You would want to be on the medical priority list if your physician or hospital has informed you that a household member is in need of whatever life support equipment, and they have instructed you to contact your electric provider and or water provider to make them aware that you have this necessary life sustaining equipment in your home, and to make sure your account is flagged just in case of emergencies where you have extended outages, whether it be your electric and or your water, to ensure that your home is addressed promptly to hopefully restore the services. We also would add also that even though you're taking the steps to have your account coded as life support, that you also have other backup plans in place, as well as far as your battery backup equipment and or seeking shelter in the place of extended outages. Just because you're on the medical priority list, it does not mean that you're going to be the first home to be restored, but we do have this list in place where we can address those accounts that are coded life support so we can try to have your services restored in a timely manner. If you have a PWC account, whether it be a water account or electric account, you can enroll for the services. Again, it is based on you, the customer, providing the information on the application and having your physician to complete the application as well. PWC does review this medical priority list yearly. You are sent a medical priority renewal form and letter each year, and of course you are required to fill out your portion and have your physician fill out their portion to continue to be on the list. It does not have to be the account holder per se that is on the medical equipment. It could be a child or any other household family member. PWC truly cares about our customers in our community. Of course, the customers who have their account coded as life support with our upcoming hurricane season and any type of natural disaster that may occur, we just want to make sure everybody plans ahead and takes the necessary steps to make sure that all household members' needs are met. PWC Medical Priority Form can be found on our website at faypwc.com. You can also contact customer service at 910-483-1382 to have this form mailed to you, emailed, or faxed. And you can visit our customer service center. You can pick up one on site.
The Junior League of Fayetteville is an organization of women who are committed to volunteerism. We train our members to go out into the community and volunteer with different organizations. We are part of the Association of Junior Leagues International, which encompasses junior leagues from all over the country and in other countries as well. The Community Assistance Program grants are our smaller grant programs. The grant applicants can apply for up to $3,000. And those grants are for smaller programs for nonprofits in the community who are looking for projects that align with our mission, which is mental health for children ages birth to 18. We have given to different elementary schools. We have given to the Harnett County Public Library. We have given to the Boys and Girls Club, Better Health of Cumberland County. We've worked with the Girl Scouts and helped to fund with their camps. We've helped, it's just a wide variety of different programs. As long as it fits within our focus area, we've worked with the theater on some children's programming that they've done there. So it really runs the gamut. This year, our CAP grants, we gave about $60,000 out into the community. There is a grant application. It will be available starting in the fall. It can be accessed through the Junior League website at jlfa.org. Those who are eligible to apply for our CAP grants are 501c3 organizations that are in Cumberland or surrounding counties. We can't fund things such as religious programs or salaries or capital campaigns. We also have another grant program called the Community Research and Project Development Grant Program, and these are our larger grants. Agencies can apply for up to $50,000. Something that is mandatory with that grant is a partner obligation. So there has to be something that your organization can partner with the Junior League with in order to be eligible for that grant. So some sort of volunteer component that we can assist with to really get our members hands-on experience and hands-on with that grant and that funding being spent.
We are so appreciative of the Junior League. I was a member for many years and I was even Holiday Fair chairman. I know what these ladies put into this work, and to receive a grant from them is an honor. Well, the Stanton Hospitality House is a home away from home for those who have a loved one in the hospital, very similar to the Ronald McDonald houses. And what I love about this grant is we have so many people who cannot afford to stay at the Stanton House. And we never turn anyone away. And the Junior League grant helps us not to turn anyone away. We applied for a guest assistance program, we call it GAP, and it allows us to give them $10 to $20 a night credit. So we are not losing money as a nonprofit. Oh, I think you should apply for a Junior League grant because they're very fair and the application is very simple. You just answer the questions. It's led by prompts. And hopefully you will get one.
I love that the work that we do through the Holiday Fair, which is our sole fundraiser, which raises the money to give out into the community. You can see a direct impact of where that's going and having a direct impact on organizations that really appreciate and use the funds.
Welcome to the Air Quality Poster Contest Awards Night. My name is Hannah Ehrenreich. I'm with Sustainable Sandhills, and we help the Fayetteville Area Metropolitan Planning Organization to coordinate air quality in Cumberland County. And we do this through the air quality stakeholders of Cumberland County, and we have some fantastically committed members here.
Air quality affects not only our health, but our economy as well. And so part of our mission is to keep this awareness going that air quality is everybody's involvement. And this project with the poster contest has been going on for several years, and it is, we feel like if you start as a child and you know that air quality is important as you grow, hopefully that will get everybody involved with air quality. But I want to congratulate all of the winners. We had a lot of great entries, so thank you all so much for being here, and now I think we're going to start the awards.
The honorable mention for kindergarten through second grade, Kira Townsend from Morganton Road Elementary.
Well, I draw this girl with like a green outfit who floats around and tries to pick up all the trash like around from dirty places and streets, from people who litter a lot. And she picks them up and she gives it to the recycling place so they can make it out of new things. And she has this like magical power for turning things that you cannot put in recycles to things that you can recycle, so you don't put it underground and it's not good for our environment. Clean air rocks.
Jordan Morin from Brentwood Elementary. Raise your hand.
I kind of just did this because I wanted to remind people not to litter and help the world be clean. I think it's important too that we get clean air, because sometimes if you don't breathe really good, it might it could probably infect you and you won't be breathing and you won't breathe. Clean air rocks.
Third place winner, Tegan Britton from Raleigh Road Elementary. Raise your hand, Tegan. Woo! That is the face of pure joy in education right there.
I just want to think about what I was what I want to draw, and then it came up in my mind, and I drew me as a superhero, but by accident I drew myself too big.
So you're a superhero? Are you a recycling superhero?
Yeah, because I want to keep the earth healthy, just so we don't have a dirty world. I'm a clean air superhero.
Kira Lessenberg, second place winner from Long Hill Elementary.
I thought because the category was being a green superhero, I thought a trash can would be great for it, because it would be you never expect when someone could be a superhero and who can be a superhero. Anyone can be a green superhero if they just pick up one piece of trash. Clean air rocks.
Savannah Coffer from Long Hill Elementary is our first place winner, kindergarten through second grade. Well done, yeah.
Well, my superhero, it's me, and the SS stands for Super Savannah. If you pollute the earth, the air is going to be nasty and you're not going to have clean air. Instead of riding cars, if it's not that far away, maybe you should walk or ride a bike, because the gas that comes from your car can pollute the air. Just start to recycle more paper, because if you keep throwing paper away, then they'll have to cut down more trees, and trees helps you get clean air. Super Savannah says keep the air clean.
Okay, starting with honorable mentions, Abigail Redenbaugh from Long Hill Elementary.
Well, I liked Minecraft, and I tried to think of something creative with that, and I kind of made my superhero Minecraft down. They try to inspire people to keep the air clean. You drive less, recycle more, and don't cut down trees because they give us oxygen. Steve from Minecraft says keep the air clean.
Alexis Martin, honorable mention from Stedman Elementary. Yeah.
Her name is Camilla. She walks outside in parks and stuff, and she sees if anybody has littered, and she comes back and picks it up, does it in the trash can. Everybody can be an air quality superhero. You can help the environment too.
Third place, Cynthia Belton from Brentwood Elementary.
I drew the dog because I like drawing dogs. He recycles and makes sure nobody litters. I would want to pick up the trash and put it where it is supposed to be. Don't trash the planet.
Second place, Avery Seaman from Long Hill Elementary.
I made a book about Captain Cupcake, and I thought that since we were doing superheroes that I could use him. He wants to make the earth better and to make it clean. Every time you litter, Captain Cupcake loses a sprinkle. Captain Cupcake wants you to keep the air clean.
First place winner for 3rd through 5th grade is Ellen Callender Bowman, Long Hill Elementary.
Earth Girl keeps the earth clean and makes sure that all of the plants and animals on the earth are healthy. I think that people are using a lot of bottled water, so I think that people could use reusable water bottles instead of. Never fear, Earth Girl is here.
I feel very passionate about this cause, about the poster contest, because I honestly feel that unless you actively get these kids involved now when they're young, I'm basically training them to take care of the earth when they're older. You know, they need to learn that recycling is important, composting is important, you know, going back to the earth, growing their own vegetables. You know, we talk about that. We talk about their carbon footprint. You know, I tell them that I only throw away about half a bag of trash a week. You know, I recycle just about everything I can, and I actually look for products that are recyclable. And I'm careful about, you know, the different things that I buy. I teach the kids that they can make art out of old things instead of just throwing them in the trash and in the landfills. I show them pictures of landfills, and we talk about, you know, have you ever been to a landfill? You know, what's the first thing? There's always somebody in the class that has been to a landfill. And I say, what's the first thing that you notice? And they say the smell, which is what I was looking for. You know, even some of them will say, and you can see stuff that's, you know, good that people have just thrown away. And we talk about our culture, that we are kind of a throwaway society. And, you know, instead of throwing things away, why not give them to other people, donate them to different thrift shops or causes, missions, things like that, in order to, you know, just that's a little bit less that's going to be going into the landfill. But I show them pictures of landfills. I show them pictures of, you know, polluted waterways and polluted air. I always show them the news clips about China and how they have to walk around with the masks on their face. And we actually have some students that have apartments over in Taiwan, and they say that, you know, when we go home to visit family, we have to wear the masks, and that just, you know, having actual students and friends, peers that know this firsthand, and looking at the pictures, they're always quite shocked. So it's really changed the kids. They always volunteer information saying that, you know, we used to burn trash in our backyard, but, you know, I talked to mom and dad and told them that's not healthy, it's not good for me and my lungs. So I'd like to make a difference with the kids, start them young.
I see a letter. I see a letter that one of our millions of viewers has sent to me in this last week, wanting their question about PWC answered for them. And if I can get my hands up this darn ball, I'll answer one of them now. So glad you dropped in. It is time to do a random reading, and here is a random letter. Dear Gabby, I often drive past the PWC farm, and I've noticed several bales of hay and bushels of soybeans. I didn't know that PWC was in the farming business. PWC provides great electric, water, and wastewater service. I can't imagine their crops would be any different. Am I able to buy them? Curious about your crops, Chris. Well, actually, Chris, you'll be tickled to know, and we thank you for our compliment. PWC's 750-acre farm in eastern Cumberland County produces hundreds of bales of Bermuda hay and thousands of bushels of soybeans every year. We like to say that we're putting waste to work and have been since 1987. That's because under a state-monitored land application program, PWC recycles biosolids generated at our 2 water reclamation facilities. The biosolids are collected and transported to the farm, where specialized equipment is used to evenly distribute the product on your produce. The crops are harvested, they're sold to grain markets for livestock feed. The grasses are sold to the public as feed for livestock also. None of the crops are sold for human consumption. But if you're interested in purchasing PWC crops for livestock, you can call customer service 910-483-1382. They'll put you in touch with our folks at the farm. You keep those cards and letters coming, and tune in again for your PWC connections on Faye TV7. And remember, you can always catch your favorite show on the PWC website, faypwc.com, or on our YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Gabby, and more power to you.